Hello everybody, this is July 17, 2022, and my name is Philip Richardson, owner of True Analog Strictly OEM and host of the Loudspeaker Sourcing Show. Just a little quick background. True Analog, we specialize in the design, engineering, and manufacturing of drivers. We are strictly OEM. We don't have our own name brand, and we never will. Strictly OEM. Today's video is about understanding the reality of how to conduct business in China. I've been in China for about 22 years, and I think I know how to swim. I speak the language. I own a factory. I'm deeply immersed. I pay taxes. I'm immersed, entrenched, and I know what's wrong in the most general terms, and sometimes very specifically, I know what's wrong with the apprehension that purchasing managers, brand name owners, senior engineers, quality engineers, SQMs have with China. And if I may, if you give me the open mind and latitude to express how it really is here. I'm an American and ex-military, U.S. military. And I got to tell you that I am an audio file since day one, an engineer, and capitalist. I have to do what's best for my soul and my pocket. And it really pains me that I see comments or emails coming to me. Is it safe in China? If I send my money to China, will I get my money back if the product doesn't ship? When are you going to ship? Can you ship? Well, not me specifically, but people are asking me questions about their suppliers. I can tell you, I don't represent all of the suppliers in China. I only represent True Analog, Strictly OEM. And we ship about before the pandemic, before the shutdown and all the stuff that you hear, I was shipping about 15 containers a year. It's mixed 20-foot, 40-foot containers. Now I'm shipping about half. And it has largely to do with the purchasing managers and the branding owners not really understanding what's happening in China. And it has to do with the robbery, just the outright thieves that the seaways are taken by. Just it used to cost $4,500, $5,000 for a 40-foot container. Now it's $12,000, $14,000, $20,000, and they're giving away millions of dollars of bonus to the workers. All of these freight companies. But this is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about planning. I'm talking about most of you in the USA or Europe are enjoying summer vacation. If you're below the equator, it's cold now. I'm talking about forget the dogma. Please just forget what the media is spewing about what's happening in China. I know what's happening in China. I'm on the ground here. I know the real deal. And right now, the factories, they're hungry. They want the business. Steel prices from the factory are, that used to be $700, $800, $900 a ton, is now at $680 a ton for low carbon steel. it's not being passed along as the savings is not being passed along as quickly as when there's cost increases, but that's a different story. Cabinet vendors need the business. Speaker suppliers, manufacturers like myself, sure, we need the business. However, since 3 years ago, I've not laid off one single worker. We're busy, but we can use more business. We're not working overtime. We're not working weekends, which is the reason that this video that you asked me to make is happening on a Saturday morning, whereas I should be on a production line, but I'm not. Not important. It's about planning, and it's difficult to connect the dots looking forward, because what dots do I connect? Sure, I hate to sound like a cliche, hindsight is 20/20, but if you just stop and reflect and you look at what's happening and the messages that's being sent to you from your suppliers, and if you're too lazy to look at the messages from the suppliers, you can just simply reach out and call them. Call the suppliers, or send me an email if you need driver business or system business, and ask, what's the real deal on pricing? It's true that some companies left China to manufacture product in VIP, Vietnam, Indonesia, Philippines, but that's a temporary Band-Aid. If you don't fix the problems in your factory now by going to another country to have the product manufactured, it's not going to solve your problems. Actually, it's going to compound your problems, and you're going to have this exponential issue, this bell curve of problems, not to mention the cultural and language differences, and not to mention higher prices, because even if you went to, say, Vietnam, now your prices went up because you have to pay the suppliers to ship the product to the border, and you have to pay whatever it takes to get it into Vietnam. So that's an added cost. So at the end of the day, you're paying more. It's not a savings. And besides, all of those lures, oh, come to Vietnam, come to Indonesia, all right? We'll give you tax-free for 3 years or 5 years. Come 18 months later, they'll be knocking on your door. You remember that free tax that I gave you for 18 months? Oh, I really time to collect now. And if you don't, blah, blah, blah. So I'm telling you the real deal. The greatest resources for manufacturing loudspeakers, because that's what I know, is in China. And, you know, the steel, the magnets, the neodymium, ferrite, the aluminum, the cones, because they're importing the pulp, at least from my company. We use Lithuanian pulp or Baltic pulp. Everything else is made in China. It's assembled here. The glues are made in Japan, but it's okay. We import them. Not a big deal. Or we use Henkel, which is an American company, and they have their own factory just 40 minutes south of here. Please forget about the dogma that the media is spewing, okay? I'm not the media. I'm a real guy, a real engineer, a real factory owner, a real businessman, telling you the real deal without the bullshit. Don't believe it. Don't believe that. Believe a guy like me or others in the industry that are living here. Sure, when people say, Philip, do you miss home? No, why would they ask such a stupid question? This is my home. They say, well, I mean, do you miss where you're coming from? Well, I've been here for 22 years. And what happens in that instance, that example, is that the question is not properly thought about. the question should be, how long have you been here? Oh, so they said you're home. Then they can understand their own problem with the thinking. Yes, I miss traveling, but I would miss my family more. My family, my factory, my cycling, it's all here. I live here. And so if I left, I would have troubles coming back. But knowing that up front, I don't leave. This is my home. And I'm happy here, quite honestly. Sure, I miss the concerts and the Mexican food. But hey, they opened up a Frida's and now they have a Tex-Mex. So, and it's made by actual Mexicanos that know how to make a good El Pastor. So I'm asking you, if you're a loudspeaker guy, if you're in the loudspeaker industry and you're a brand name owner or a purchasing manager or senior engineer, I'm asking you to just forget about all the bullshit you hear on the media and get your requests for quotations in. Buy drawings, send the drawings now. Make sure to delineate the material that you require, and get the quotation process, because we're not too far away from end of summer, then back to school, then the holidays, and pretty soon it's time for shipping for Christmas. You have to plan for what you want for Christmas now, before the summertime. Okay, we're in the middle of summer. Before summer's over, you have to plan your SKUs. If you haven't planned your SKUs, you have to nail down your SKUs. And everybody is lenient right now. Everyone's lenient. They're opening up. What used to be 500 pairs MOQ is now 250 pairs. What we used to be 250 pairs, maybe we can squeeze it as low as 100 pairs or 150 pairs. It's a case by case, but the minimum order quantities, the MOQs, are lower. You have to don't be stupid. Keep it. If you used to have 5 colors at 100 pairs, 150 pairs, you're only going to get 2 colors, 3 colors maximum. I don't want to go off track. I just want to communicate, if I can, that don't believe the dogma about these people who have never been to China or are just making these analyses based on the summary of the crap that they hear. Follow your gut. You have to do what's best for your business. And doing best for what your business is planning and making things happen and buying smart. Don't bullshit the manufacturers. Sell what you really need. And then an honest manufacturer will come back to you and say, well, here's what we can really give you. Because they're hungry here. Everyone's hungry. Anyway, reaching out, wanted to get the message conveyed. Take care. God bless America. And I hope that everything is safe for you. And keep in touch. Talk to you later. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.